Okay, that looks like it's working. Not sure what this is. Blue voice. Oh my god. Wow, I can change my voice. Holy crap, let's go. Alien.
Hello, stupid human. Now got a fat, wild voice. Hello. Do you know what that sounds like? Well, demon.
I'm coming for your soul. You're going to get wrecked, fool. Dream.
Ethereal.
Further, the rings. Fishbowl, that is. Hello, Frodo. Why are you coming to my forest, Frodo? You have come here with evil in your heart. No one who enters the forest of the elves can ever leave. Let's try to think of some upward what's a line from Tupac from Star Trek Voyager? What is a famous line from Tupac? I can't remember it now. It's so since I watched it. But it was my favorite sci-fi. Tupac. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. What does he say again? I love that guy too, look. I don't even remember what he says anymore.
If Kellen's going to be with us, the captain wants her to serve a function, to contribute in some way.
A reasonable expectation. What are her skills?
Basically, she was a security operative for her people. She's a trained expert in weaponry, surveillance, fighting skills. Any idea where she might fit in?
Mr. Neelix could use an assistant in the mess hall.
Tuvok, that was a joke. Don't deny it, you were trying to be funny.
If you choose to interpret my remark as humorous, that is your decision.
I do, and it was.
It's perfectly logical. All the qualities you mentioned would help in defending Neelix against the periodic wrath of the crew.
Maybe.
What an amazing joke. Oh, this is great. Tuvok feeling emotions.
I believe we're about ready. Revive him.
Something has changed.
We've temporarily removed all of your emotional suppression abilities, Lieutenant. How do you feel?
I feel.
I feel.
Tuvok, do you know where you are?
Of course I know where I am, Captain.
Of course I know where I am, Captain. I'm just not sure I know who I am.
Try to relax. The treatment still has about 3 minutes to go.
All the same when he goes
Oh,
crazy.
it must be working. Because I feel very strong.
Very powerful.
Very powerful. Quite euphoric. This must be how my ancestors felt. Doctor, would you consider allowing me to remain this way for a while? It would be a valuable opportunity for me to study primal Vulcan behavior.
Sorry, I'm not prepared to do that. The course of treatment is very specific.
You are not invulnerable, hologram. A few well-chosen commands to the computer, and you will cease to exist.
2 minutes, 30 seconds left.
You look shocked, Captain. You must be asking yourself, what if this doesn't work? What do we...
Let's hear some proper music.
Let me show you how you can go about sourcing high...
And the formatting is louder. Kształceń żywot bez wydań. Neżądajmy. Skąd sobie noci, są si ty w sercu. Sanjam te sanjam, skąd sobie noci, są si ty w sercu. Nočasné duše bolí, škýka se bolíka, dostaneš srdce patí, duše bolí, kad se bolíka, dostaneš sám.
Jesen je tužna, već odavno došla, uzalud čekam, uzalud se nadam. O majko moja, toliko ga volim, samo je
On u srcu mom.
O majko moja, toliko ga volim, samo
Samo
je
je on u srcu mom. I like listening to this chill music when I'm trading. This one. Actually, no, when I'm trading, I kind of like to not listen to anything really. Sometimes I'll listen. So, significant gap up here in the Nasdaq. Seems some bullish price action in the global exchange. A bull channel in the during the Asia and Europe. So the market's gapped up about 75 points, which is not really that significant, but it is a gap up. just see CNBC, what they report was the closing price of the Nasdaq here yesterday. Let's go US. Nasdaq 25,870. What have I got? 25,825. So my closing price seems to be off a little bit. I'm never quite sure whether to take the closing price of what I see on the chart or whether to listen to CNBC, because I don't really want to argue with CNBC, but the market closes right there. 5:30 in the morning my time. That's a 30-minute chart, so at the end of that bar is when it closes. Just 6 o'clock in the morning for me, and 4 p.m. for the Americans. So it's about a minute and 30 seconds for the open. Yesterday's bar went below the low of last week, yesterday's daily bar. Sorry, not below the low of last week. It's already trading below the low of last week. Oh no, wait. What am I talking about? Oh, look at this, the Head and Shoulders. A low, then a lower low, then a lower, a higher low. Head and Shoulders pattern. Play it out here. On the daily chart, let's have a look at the 1 hour chart. Yep. So, a low, a lower low, and the market came back to that level. Presumably bears who got short below there and got trapped, wanted to get out, break even here, and bought back their shorts, and the market rallied. Pretty sure that's why you get Head and Shoulders patterns, both bearish ones and bullish ones. So the market's now open. Open the gates of hell. Yeah, so dip below that swing low there, which is last week. It did that yesterday. And that was yesterday. This is the weekly bar. Yesterday went below the low of last week and buyers stepped in seemingly, hoping to get more bullish price action. See how their trade works out. Buyers stepping in strongly here in the open. It looks like. Is it vacuuming up to some resistance area, or is this a breakout that's going to get follow through? And a new high. There is a strong chance that the market will either go, I think it's like in the 90s of percentage, according to Al Brooks in his course, that the market will either test the high of the Globex range and exceed it, or it will test the low of the Globex range and exceed it. One of those two, there's a significantly higher chance that it will happen during the day, during this trading day, that it will not stay within the Globex range. So from the Asia session to the European session, given that it's closer to the high of the Globex range, I think there is a higher probability that it will test the high of the Globex range first, than the low of the Globex range, which is down here somewhere. Yeah, it's like here. That's the low of the Globex range. So it's very close to the high of it. But I have seen it where the low probability event occurs and it's very close to the high of the Globex range, and it just sells off sharply and tests the low first. So the low probability events definitely occur, which is sounds stupid to say, but yeah, they're still possible. Of course, they're still possible, even though they're low probability. They just occur less frequently. I don't like to buy right at the open or sell, because I feel these bars are really big and the risk is really high. So the risk is really big. Like if I was to get long at that bar 1 here, put my stop loss below the low of the day, I'm risking quite a lot of points. Like over 120 points I'm risking to make presumably another 120, which I would have made, but the point is that the market moves so much in the open that it's easy to make points, but it's also easy to lose points, a lot of points. And then if you need to trade to try and get back to break even, if you take a loss, when the volatility dies down, the volatility is really high at the open, but when the volatility dies down later, it's going to take you a lot longer. It'll be a lot more difficult to make 120 points. So if you take a big loss on the open, it's really difficult to, can be really difficult to make it back later. So as a general rule, I try to wait for a few bars to play out and hopefully increase my probability and reduce my risk amount. Say for example this bar here, if you just bought along there and you're like, yeah, it's 2 consecutive bull bars breaking out, high probability that it's going to test the high of the Globex range, and all of a sudden you're down 150 points and you're like, oh, I'm losing $500, it keeps going down, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Oh my god, what do I do? New low of the day. This is precisely why I don't trade right at the open, because all the bars are big and the risk is huge. Perfect case in point, the trader channel that I follow, Tom Hugart, there's a guy trading instead of him. He just bought long the NASDAQ. There you go. Case in point. So he bought NASDAQ immediately at the open and got stopped out for minus 75 points. Now he's short immediately. He may make it back, but as soon as the market opened, he's already down 75 points. And if you're trading like $10 a point like me in the NASDAQ, you're down $750. So that can't be a good feeling. Whilst it's amazing to make 100 points in like a minute, but I reckon it's far better to manage your risk immediately. Like just think about the risk to begin with, and then the profits. He's doing that because he has a trading strategy called the espresso that Tom Hugard, I think, invented, and he just trades it. So I think he's done a fair bit of research into it, and he reckons it's profitable. But yeah, I don't trade that strategy. I don't actually trade anyone's strategy. I just try to read the price action as best as I can. And I've looked into my own sort of strategies, like the one that I was talking about in the DAX today. This second 20-minute bar that I sold. Let's see if I can find it. Sold bar 2, hoping for a measured move there, and actually got it, but I got out too early. It got a measured move down based on my risk. So if I put this fib measuring tool, if I had sold the close of that bar, I would have got a measured move. But I exited early. There's the measured move right there. And in fact, it got 2 times the measured move. So, yeah. Let's see what NASDAQ does today. I think there's some profit taking maybe in the NASDAQ because it's been channeling down after making new all-time new highs. So all-time highs is there, but it looks like it will get to 30,000, which is right there, round number. But I think that there was some profit taking here on what was an insane rally, absolutely insane rally. So must be really amazing for anybody who rode that big trend. What I noticed about what's going on here, so the bar 2 did actually close below the low of the day, but a significantly big tail on the bottom. So buyers stepping into the close of that bar. Maybe they're hoping for a scalp up, or maybe it's a reversal pattern. Nothing for me yet to do, because all these bars are really huge. And if I'm looking at the 2-minute chart, that is not a good buy signal bar there. It's a bear bar. It's a bear doji. After a big bear bar and a small bull bar and a bear doji. Surely I can find better things to buy than a bear doji following a bull doji, following an extremely bearish bar, closing on its low. Surely I can find a better buy signal than that. I was going to say, the probability is decent that the bad buy signal bar will get tested. So maybe the high of it, maybe the close of it will get tested. I can be wrong about that, obviously. And especially the NASDAQ, it has some really sort of, not sure what the word is, but like spastic moves, like just really spiky, you know? I don't know how to say it, but just like extreme spikes in the NASDAQ. Up and down sometimes. So it could just go plonk up here, new high, and then just keep going. And yeah, it just sometimes is really spastic, like it'll just rally 300 points in a few minutes. It can be very jarring to trade for me. So it fell 129 points, and now it's rallied 109 points. Really crazy moves. Although this day is probably not as big volatility as I've seen. So it can be even more extreme, I think. I'm pretty sure this guy that just entered a short now, who lost 75 points, is now losing on his short. Let's see, so Nasdaq solid short entry 945. So yeah, so he sold short now down here, hoping to make his points back. And now he's losing almost the same amount as what he was losing before. Yeah, it's really risky to trade the open, I think. I think you have to be a really, really high-skilled trader or a computer to trade the open. I think I'll just leave that to the high skill people, because I can't react fast enough to trade the open effectively. I'll just wait a few bars. Bulls stepping in hard here. I think now it's forming a pattern which I think is called an expanding triangle. So the open was right there. It made this. It made a high. And look how this is now expanding. This is a triangle, but it's expanding. What that means to me is that people who are buying new highs are getting stopped out down here, and people who are selling new lows are getting stopped out up here with their stops above the high of the day and below the low of the day. So to me, that indicates that the market is, when I see expanding triangles, I think stop hunts, trading range behavior, stop hunts, until I see evidence to the contrary, and I try to not trade that environment. So basically, this guy has sold short the Nasdaq. He bought long, minus 75 points. Sold short presumably got stopped out of NASDAQ. There you go, minus 75 points. And now he's buying NASDAQ long again. So he's already down 150 points in a market that has a range of 170 points. I don't think that's a good start. It's a pretty bad start. It just seems so much better to, as a retail trader, as a human being, not a computer, to just let a few bars play out before you start trading when it's extreme volatility. It'll be interesting to see if this market continues to rally now, or if it reverses down again and makes a new low. The most extreme example of that I've seen was the S&P. One day, I can't remember which day, but it had 6 reversals in the first hour, and it just did this. It went up, it went down, it went up, it went down, it went up, it went down, it went up. It just did this expanding triangle. I think that is a pretty rare occurrence because this market will eventually choose a direction. But right now, it is in an expanding triangle. So the 15-minute bar, the first 15-minute bar did close a bull bar there. So 25 seconds until the close of the second 10-minute bar. And right into the close, it seems to be selling off again. Looking to, in 10 seconds to go, will it close a bull bar? Closing at least above the 50% point, or will it close around the 50% point? It closes above, so it's a decent bull bar. But it has a big tail on the top, showing some selling into the close. The bulls are trying hard, and they've attempted a breakout above the Globex range. So it did turn out that it was the highest probability was that it will test the high of the Globex range first. It did run into some resistance there at the high of the Globex range. However, if this price keeps banging up against this range, it will eventually break out. It would be really funny if this goes and makes a new low. And it makes a proper expanding triangle. Oh man, poor guy. This guy here that's just getting whipped. He's just getting whipsawed by the market. He just bought long up here, sold short down here, and bought long again up here. And is now losing on that position too. So risky to trade at the open. tried it before and no good. So I stopped doing it. As a general sort of principle, if I try something twice in the market and it doesn't work, I keep getting stopped out, I stop doing it. So if I try to buy a breakout twice and I keep getting stopped out, I stop doing it. If I try to sell short twice and I keep getting stopped out, I stop doing it. If I try to buy a breakout and keeps falling back in the range, I stop doing it. Sometimes I do it a third time and then I stop doing it. Just thinking about buying this bar. I probably won't, but I was just thinking about it. Just want to see whether I can see some more indication of the direction, because that seemed like a pretty sharp rejection at the breakout point, and it just happened immediately. The breakout bar was this one, and the immediate follow through were two bear bars. So not more people buying at new highs, but people selling new highs and selling pretty aggressively at that. Mm-hmm. So if I was long up here, like this, on a stop above the high of the day, and I had my stop loss down here at the low of the day, I would not feel confident right now that my stop loss won't get hit. Because as soon as I bought, the entire planet sold. Every other person who's watching this market seems to have sold. I think my stop loss would not survive, which makes me want to short it. Because whenever I've been in this kind of position and my stop loss is right there, I feel the doom approaching. So nowadays, I try to imagine if I was there, I was really close to being stopped out. I try to trade against those people who are stuck and are panicking. And possibly, if their stop losses get hit down here, it might cause a lot of people to sell their longs and more down. Possibly. But again, I don't like these big bars because my stop loss has to be big. My risk has to be big. I realize that it's 40 minutes into my recording and I've done nothing. I think sometimes that's the best thing to do in trading. Nothing. because this market is doing nothing. It's in a trading range. And it's stopping everybody out. What is the Dow doing? Big sell-off. Rally. About a 61% retracement of the sell-off. So that was the open. Oh, probably more like a 70-75% retracement of that. A big retracement. You would not be feeling comfortable if you sold anything here. The market's moved this far against you, I imagine. I typically wait for closes of bars to do anything. Because they can change appearance very quickly into the close. Like seconds before the bar closes, it can look bearish, and then it can close up here. And trap people who I think may be front-running shorts or something. It looks weak, Nasdaq. Let's see if this closes a consecutive bull bar. I may buy it. 10 seconds, 15 seconds until it closes. I may buy it for a scalp. I'm going to stop loss below it. I'm buying it. Risking about 40 points. Got a really bad entry because it jumped up as soon as I pressed buy. It's already not doing what I want. I would have preferred to see it explode up, not start retracing. If it rallies, I'll put my stop loss below this bar. But it's not doing it. seller stepping in above the pry bar high, right there. Wondering whether I should close it early to minimize my loss. It might be too late. Yep. Okay. That didn't work out. Okay. No follow through whatsoever here. So let's wait and see how this bar closes here. About 25 seconds, 20 seconds until that closes. Bear doji. So the bear's not really making any progress here. So yeah, the bears were not able to make a new low here on this pushdown. May decide to buy this bar if it closes bullish. sick. I don't like this at all. Yeah, stopped out. Stop buying. I tried sell the NASDAQ here and close. Hoping for new lows now. Selling it. Just getting whipsawed now as well. Problem is I'm right near the low of the day, so could be a place where buyers immediately start to step in. Maybe a gap fill, possibly. Just gonna take profit here to offset my second loss. I'm still down on the session, but I'm about break even on the day. So I had a successful trade in the tax earlier. The fact that I'm scalping has definitely saved me right there. Taking quick profits. This is what I was hoping for when I was buying up here. this bar. But it wasn't to be. But I had my stop loss in place. It's now a proper expanding triangle. New low again. Now it races up. But it is a bad channel here. I can sort of see it in my mind's eye. A bad channel. It's just testing the high of the channel now. Will it break out, or will it just go back into the channel here? Computers, no doubt fighting over that. Quick rally here on the 1 minute chart. This is the jarring thing about the Nasdaq for me, like it's going down, next minute it just rallies 130 points in seconds. So now if it makes a new high, that will be 1, 2, 3, 4 reversals in the opening 45 minutes. Very difficult environment. Expanding triangle. Unbelievable. I think this guy here has had probably about 5 losers. Stopped out of everything, stopped out. Yeah, some days it's just not your day. I'm gonna get rid of this because it's pretty obvious that it's an expanding triangle. Keeps stopping everybody out. Eventually it'll break out of this, but it's the question of can you position yourself properly? Same price action in the what do you call it? The S&P. So the S&P went down, up, expanding triangle. Lows broken, highs broken. Confusion is what that seems like to me. Nobody's sure if it's going up or down. There's an argument to be made for me, I think, buying the close of that bar, but I'm just not sure about this big tail. I try to buy a higher low here, consecutive bull bars, and then I tried to buy another higher low, bull bar, and both failed. And then I sold and made money, so, and now it's going up. I'm not sure. I'm confused. Maybe if I'm confused, I should reduce my size by half. Let's manage the risk a little bit. %50 size. The confusing thing is, I'm looking at my broker platform here on the right screen. And all the indices that I'm looking at are up. Yeah. Everything's bullish. It's the question of positioning yourself. The market's confused, I'm confused. The direction is not clear. With this big 10-minute bar, it took out the low and the high of the day in one bar. That is a stop hunt. If I've ever seen one. So if the market wants to play this game, I'm not going to play. Seems like everything's starting to rally now. Gold on the left here. DAX, big rally. S&P, big rally. Dow, big rally. Nasdaq, big rally. Bitcoin, big rally. Wonder if it's some news-driven. Gold, oil, big sell-off. Wonder if it's news regarding the Hormuz Strait. Could be. It seems like it's right about the time that the idiot Trump will make some statement to the media. Hate that guy. What a fucking empty head he is. I feel FOMO now that I should be long. And that is definitely increasing my suspicion of what I'm thinking. The fact that I feel FOMO is not great. The fact that I feel anything is not great. Should not be feeling anything when I'm trading. I should be feeling objective. It's going up. Oh, it would be absolutely, it was funny when it came down and made a new low. It would be absolutely hilarious if it went up and made a new high and then comes back and makes another new low. I would be extremely sad for this guy because he's been absolutely wrecked. I'm pretty sure he's long now. He is long. He put the he bought the Dow, although he has his stop loss at break even. That's good. Poor guy. It's been run over completely. I mean, I'm not much better. I'm technically losing on this session. But I am break even for the day, so that's something. It looked good about 4 minutes ago. It looked really good 4 minutes ago. It looked excellent 4 minutes ago. Yeah. So interesting here. If I look at the line chart on the left here, it just closed the gap perfectly to the prior high. And then buyers came in again. The line chart only looks at the closes of bars. The 5-minute bar. So it is breaking out. And it's trading above that high now. So if I look at the candle chart, that was the close. It closed above the highs of these closes. And now it's trading above again. So it could be a long signal here. I'm debating whether to buy this bar. But I sort of want to see whether that 5-minute bar closes above that level. Which will take place in 2 minutes. So maybe just wait the 2 minutes, a minute 30 now, and see what happens then. May consider buying the close of that bar. in about 10 seconds. But, oh my god, what the market jumped up there and put me in a really bad fill. Wish I didn't get such a shit fill. My platform just got disconnected. I'm gonna take profit on this trade because I can see it on the other screen when I get disconnected. I got about $200 profit, which offsets my earlier loss as well, so I'll just reconnect. I just can't, if I can't see it on the screen, I have to do something about that. I can't just not be able to see the chart. What a time to get disconnected, man. Fuck. Okay, so I'm back. God damn it, that's so annoying. Because I can't manage my stop. I wanted to place my stop at break even or below this bar. But if I'm disconnected, I can't do that. Oh man, this broker. I got a bad fill and I got disconnected. Fuck. Excuse my language. These are my trades. For this session. Pretty much break even. What a difficult session, hey? High, new low, new high, new low, new high. It's the complete destruction of retail traders. Complete destruction of noobs like me. But I'm break even. This guy got destroyed. This is why he was trading yesterday. Or I think it might have been Tuesday. I think it was yesterday. And he just bought the open and it kept going higher, kept going higher. And this is the risk of doing that. Minus 75 in the Nasdaq. Minus 150 in the Nasdaq. Minus 25, which is minus 175 in the Nasdaq. Minus 175 in the Nasdaq. and every one of his positions in Dow got stopped out as well. So it looks like minus 80. Minus over 100 here. 75 plus 35 is whatever, 110. And this one here, about 45 points. So he's lost so many points. He just got absolutely destroyed. Trying what he was trying yesterday. That's scary when you lose like 200 points in NASDAQ and then 200-300 points in the Dow right at the open. I feel like the antidote for that is to wait a few bars. Wait a few bars to get the market to show you some character. Or, I mean, I can't really say anything because I didn't really make profit, but I saved myself from taking a loss, a huge loss. Yeah. Like I bought it here because there was 2 consecutive bull bars and a higher low. Then I bought it here again. I sold it there somewhere. Or there. And made back my loss. And then made back my loss here. Somewhere. Here. But I kind of waited a few bars that I was already aware that it's an expanding triangle. It may make a new low here. And then when it makes a new low, it may reverse, so I took profit. Because it's got the character of an expanding triangle, so maybe it'll just keep doing that. It'll go up and make a new high. Yeah. I think I played it a little bit safer than he did. So perhaps, I mean, there's ups and downs to both ways of doing it. When there's a huge trend day, like yesterday, people like him will make a lot of money, and I may be a bit more conservative and make less money. But I think on days like this, I will save myself from being wrecked, potentially, and he may lose a lot of points. So, but the upside for him is when there is a trend day, he makes a killing. So, although you still got to have the balls to hold a position for a long time. So I don't know what the correct way is, but for me personally, the way I feel really bad if I take a huge loss. So I think for me, the best way to do it is to play it really conservative. And I sort of think about that in terms of risk management. My first job is risk management, and profit is second. I feel like if I manage my risk properly, there will be days when I buy here and it goes bing. I buy a higher low and it goes up, and I'll make money. But as long as I'm not taking huge losses, I think that is the way to play it for me personally. But then again, yeah, every trader is different, and other traders may make, like, he could be a profitable trader. He could just be having a bad day, but maybe his method, even though he has big swings, maybe on the overall he is good. He's profitable. right now, what I think is happening here is something that's described in the Al Brooks trading course, is trends often start with a spike and then they form into a channel. They begin to channel. So a spike and a channel. Something like this. However, I think that the fact that it's starting to channel so early makes me think that this trend may not go very far. It would have been a bit better to see the NASDAQ go like this. A few bars sideways to down here, and then go bing. And then start channeling somehow. So the bulls, I think they're strong, but they're not that strong here. If they were really serious, they'd be doing stuff like this. Yeah. Or, I don't know, like the breakout may look more like this. Instead of stopping at the new high and then going down and then channeling. I don't know. They just don't seem all that strong to me. Could be wrong. Could very well be wrong. Like, if the bulls are so strong, why is this bar here an inside bar of the prior bar? Why is it not breaking the high of the prior bar? I think I might distract myself with a game of chess here and come back and see if the market's doing something a bit better. I'm playing with an American called Tile Heel a Duke at Duke. Tar Heel at Duke. Playing the Caracan defense. I'm gonna fianchetto my bishop. I'm gonna pin that knight. Continue my development here. This knight is gonna die. I mean, this bishop is gonna die. I sent him there to die. It's a light squared bishop, and all my pawns are on light squares, so it's a low value bishop. He looks like he got disconnected. It's funny, you'd think America has good internet. They probably do have good internet. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Whatever. Yeah, the Bulls are not super strong here. They're attempting to form a channel. Something like this. By stepping in at the low of the channel, trying to hold it up. I'm already feeling very tired now. In fact, I'm close to my limit for trading, which is about an hour and a half before I have to get off the computer. Because I find if I'm on the computer for more than an hour and a half, I am not happy. Not happy, just more like I start to zone out. I'm just looking at the bars, like a big bar, green, red. Yeah, what is happening? You know, I'm not as good at perceiving things like inside bars. Inside bar here, bad buy signal bar. Yeah. So probably will soon finish this recording and go to sleep. And my takeaway from this session is these days are the most difficult days in trading, I reckon. The reason is because the market gives you a long signal and then it sells off and stops you out. And then it gives you a short signal because it's trading below the low of the day and then rallies and stops you out above the high of the day. Then it gives you a long signal and then it falls and stops you out. And then gives you a big long signal. And now, what does it want to do now? So you bought above the high of the day and what? It's just trading there at the high of the day. Like these days are just the most difficult days. Expanding triangle days. And for the NASDAQ, I think a range of a couple of 100 points. 250. It's just a really small range. Like if you look at yesterday's range, the range of yesterday's day was from here to here, so it's like 450 points. So some days are just totally enormous, like a range of 200 points or so is not big in the NASDAQ. It's just stuck in a trading range, it seems. And it's currently trading at the highs of the trading range. So, okay, so I guess on the 10-minute bar, what is happening is that it's attempting to break above the high of the day. And the bar was not able to close above the high of the day. This bar did, but it wasn't able to close above the prior bar, so it's an inside bar. And the breakout attempt is followed by 2 bear bars, one of which is an inside bar, showing just a lack of momentum. So if this goes up now, I think this is a bad buy signal bar, and it will likely come back and test that buy signal bar. So just nothing looks good here to me. There may be other traders who see different things, like a big bull bar, another bull bar, and 2 small bear bars. It's probably going to go higher. Yeah, probably. But it just doesn't look amazing. And after having had a difficult session, do I really want to buy something that doesn't look amazing? I don't know. I don't think I do. So I might just call it a day for me. Just basically break even for this session and made a small profit in DAX. So nothing to be unsatisfied with, I think. I've had 3 green days this week out of 3, and I can't complain. I tried. Part of me is just like, you can keep trading this. Like, you could have scalped these 2 bars here. Like, you could have scalped there. You could have scalped a little bit there. Part of me is just like, this is a low probability day. So, this is not a day like this day. For example, like some of these days. This is a high probability day where it's just going higher. It doesn't matter what you buy, you're good. You buy anything, you're good. This may go higher, but I think it is not a high probability day. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to stop this video and upload it and review it later. And maybe I can spot something here that I did wrong. Like maybe the second entry was bad. Yeah. Maybe after I saw that it wasn't working the long, I should have not bought another long. I think that was, obviously it was a mistake, but yeah, that could be something that I don't do next time. Yeah. Yeah. Just trying to think about it rationally. The reason I bought it is because it made another higher low. I thought there's a good chance it'll... I thought there was... When I was entering, I thought there was probably about a 60% chance that I get measured move up. My risk there. And then I get a measured move up like this. Up here. So, 2 legs up for the bulls, and then maybe it sells off. But didn't work out like that. Alright, I'm gonna stop the recording.